Hello Falcons, this is Mrs. Sereno. Today we are going to review time to the hour and to the half hour. I am given digital clocks here and we want to draw our hands on our analog clock. What I recommend for you to do at home is draw 6 analog clocks on a scrap piece of paper, and I'm going to have you do some on your own after we do some together. All right, let's take a look at our example here. I have 3 o'clock on my digital clock. I first would draw my hour hand, which is known as our shorthand. That's going to point to the 3. And then for my double zeros here, which means o'clock, my minute hand, which is my long hand, is pointing to the 12. Let's do 3 together, and then you'll practice 3 on your own. All right, 2 o'clock on my digital clock. So I'm going to start with my hour, which is 2. I'm going to draw my shorthand, also known as the hour hand, at the 2. And then I'm going to draw my minute hand to the 12 for o'clock. So now my analog clock and my digital clock both show 2 o'clock. 5 o'clock. My hour hand would point to the 5. Remember, it is short. And then my long hand, my minute hand, is going to point to the 12 for o'clock. I now have 5 o'clock on my analog clock. 12 o'clock. So my hour is 12. So my shorthand, or my hour hand, is going to point to the 12. Along with my minute hand, it will also point to the 12. Go ahead and practice the 3 bottom times on your own using the analog clocks that you have drawn on your scrap piece of paper. Pause the video and then you can check your answers. Okay, if you have rejoined us, these are the correct answers for 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and 8 o'clock. Let's move on to the half hour. So I have 3:30. So I'm going to start with my hour, which is 3, which would be my shorthand. Now I need to count out 30 minutes. If we start at 12, we know that is 0 minutes. We're going to go around the clock until we count out 30 minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Probably remember from class that 30 is halfway around the clock, which points to the 6 every single time. So if you look at all of these other clocks, our minute hand should be pointing to the 6 because they are to the half hour. So let's try 7:30. So my hour is 7. My hour hand, shorthand will point to the 7. And then I have 30, which I know is going to be 6 every single time. I now have 7:30 on my analog and my digital clock. 6:30. So my hour hand will be 6. My minute hand will also be 6 because the 6 represents 30 minutes. Go ahead and pause the video and practice the bottom times on your own. Zoom the video to check your answers. Okay, if you have resumed the video, here are the correct answers for 12:30, 10:30, and 4:30. Remember, Falcons, you are smart, you are kind, you are important, and you are loved. Thank you for watching the video.